Welcome to the Hyperbeat Podcast. Each episode, we chat with fitness professionals to get the story behind the business they created. All right, guys, welcome back to the Hyperbeat Podcast, episode 15. I'm your host, Nick Tate. On this edition of the podcast, we chat with Fiona Wheeler. Fiona is the franchisee owner of the Hiit Factory in Essendon, Victoria. You may already be familiar with the Hiit Factory brand with 10 franchises across Australia and being one of the original HIIT workout programs. We had a great chat with Fiona, detailing her personal fitness journey and breaking down what it takes to own and run a fitness franchise. My first question to Fiona, what did her life look like before entering the fitness industry?
Back in 2002, I was involved in a bad road traffic accident.
All right.
And fractured my spine.
Wow.
My eyelid was lacerated, had to get surgery there and then. My right foot or my toes were all broken. My left knee was badly damaged. So I had a spine brace and crutches for a long time.
Okay.
And then a year later, I got surgery again. And yeah, maybe about a year and a half of back and forward and recovering. So that made me realise even more that life is short because, you know, I easily could have not come away from
definitely.
all of that.
Yeah, it sounds terrible.
And my boyfriend at the time, now husband, we said, let's just stop working and go and travel.
Okay.
So I was a teacher and he has always been in aviation.
Oh, wow.
So we came to Australia, we went to Canada, we went to America, we went to Fiji, so that was about 7-8 months.
Wow.
And it was just fabulous, and we didn't work, and we just had all these amazing experiences. And then we went back to Scotland and back to reality.
Post-holiday depression.
Yeah, we got our jobs back that we walked away from.
Yep.
And we went, you know what, let's go and live and work somewhere else. So we were deciding between Canada and Australia and just started looking for jobs and see what was going to come up. And a new aviation company was opening up in Melbourne. So Jamie had applied, they were coming to Glasgow to do interviews. Yep. So perfect, he got the job. So it all happened really quickly.
Yep.
And before we knew it, we were in Melbourne. And we hadn't actually been in Melbourne when we were travelling, and not for any particular reason. We flew into Perth and worked our way down to Esperance, then out to the Outback, then from there up to Cairns, worked our way down the East Coast, got to Sydney, and then our time was up, so to speak, as in we had our itinerary to then go to New Zealand for a couple of months. Okay. So we didn't actually visit Melbourne. And I just absolutely love it here. Like, I've been to all over Australia and I love Melbourne. 15 years later, we're still here.
Okay.
Yes, and then I got a job in a top private school and continued to teach design and technology. Okay. And that was it was full time. And then I had Harrison, my first kid, in 2010. And I was on maternity leave, and then to keep my mind busy and to keep socialising, I became a consultant with a MLM company, and that was great. As in, I'd done a lot of professional development, so I listened to a lot of audios, reading books, reading articles, reading blogs, going to conferences. So that gave me a lot of background or forward thinking into my own business and building up myself and building up confidence. And then a couple of years later, I had Millie, my second kid. I've always, throughout the time, always going to the gym, doing my own thing, doing classes, running, whatever it may be. That was just a given. Then a girl at Mother's Group had said, have you heard of the Hiit Factory? Have you heard of MetaFit, was what she said at the time. Yep. And I hadn't. So she said, I think you'd love it. Go along, check it out. Yep. And Colette McShane, who is the founder of the Hiit Factory, she was running the session, and I just loved it. Just straight away, the vibe, the music, the workout.
And where was that first class that you went to?
First one I went to was in Essendon.
Okay, so not far from where you are in Essendon. Yep.
And child friendly, so that was never an issue. I could take Harrison and Millie along. All sessions 30 minutes, so I was just hooked. I was just constantly going and loving it. After a short time, I had spoken to Colette and said I'd love to instruct for you, and I went and got all my relevant qualifications. So
was there at that point in time? Was there other franchises already, or was there just the one?
No, there was just Yarraville.
Okay, so Colette had that one business in Seddon and hadn't expanded at that point.
Yes, so the main, I'm trying to think, this was maybe before she got her venue in Yarraville, and she was using a couple of other venues. So one in Seddon, there was one in Newport. But yes, the main place being in Yarraville. So I was still on maternity leave from the school, and then it was 2017, and either I had to resign or go back. And in my heart of hearts, I knew it was time to move on. But at the same time, a top private school, you've got that security. Yeah,
it's a hard thing to walk away from.
Your super and your holidays, all of that. And then
all
when
the
you have
comforts of being employed.
Exactly. When you have your own business, you don't have that.
No, you don't.
So I went back, and after a short time, it just validated what I was already thinking.
Okay.
So in the background, I was doing all of my research into social demographics and venues, and everything encompasses starting your business. And because this was a franchise as well, then obviously I had Colette's support and knowledge. And yes, Essendon was the place to be, and opened up July 2017.
Yeah, wow. So those early days, what was it like? Did you have enough clients to give you the confidence that there was something to build upon?
Yes, I did. I think with having the brand name, so when I launched, there were lots of clients there. So they either knew of the Hiit Factory already, or they had seen the advertising that we had done and so checking it out.
Was it? I remember around that time, Hiit Factory was across a lot of traditional, like they were being interviewed on TV, on the news. Do you think the hype around Hiit Factory helped you in those early days?
Yes, lots of people had heard of the Hiit Factory.
It seemed to be one of the earlier HIIT type of workouts that people were doing. It hadn't really been on the radar up until then.
That's true. That's true. And so people were aware and wanted to be part of it. So definitely helped with the launch, and then obviously building from there.
Yeah, okay. So, and then it's just a matter of word of mouth.
I still find word of mouth is the best thing.
I think it's probably the most important thing in the world of fitness. It only takes one person to tell 5 of their friends who live around the corner from them, and all of a sudden that multiplies. And I mean, the sky's the limit. So as a franchise owner, I'm really keen to kind of drill down a little bit into that and find out what that actually means for you as the franchise owner. How much control do you have? How much support do you get from the brand? So
you've got, we have, for example, the website. And
so it's one main website, and then
one main website
subcategories with all the franchises.
That's it. And we now have what's called the Hub, which is fabulous. So it's like a portal for our clients. So they have their login, and from there, when they're doing the 6-week challenges, they can access the new meal plan. There are workouts on there that they can stream from home, so if they can't make it to class, they can still get their fitness in. And when we start off the challenge and at the end of the challenge, there is a free fitness test and a free runtime trial. It's all part of the package, and clients will upload the results there. If they choose to, they can upload before and after shots of themselves as well. And then there's the body composition scans, which are optional. And all of that is done in the background from the external company that we use, Fitness Key.
Yep.
And
I think we've dealt with them as well.
Yes, Steve Burden.
Yep.
And yes, all that data is inputted and stored, so then clients can see a history over time.
Okay.
And it's just because before we had the hub, it was a bit bits and piecey, but this brings it all together, and it's a really good platform.
Okay, and that's directive from the business itself?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
So in terms of local advertising, do you have much control over that, and how are you going about that?
So a mixture. Again, when we've got our 6-week challenges, there's a graphic designer that will put together all of our advertising. Obviously, she discusses it with Colette.
Yep. So it's a central graphic designer that oversees all of the franchises?
Yep. And then the artwork will get disseminated to us. So for EDMs and for posters, flyers. Depending on, there'll be the 6-week challenges, and within those challenges, there's many challenges. And again, that creative and that artwork comes from Colette to the top. And we do have free rein and to a degree, as in we need to stick by the branding colours and the logo.
It's got to be consistent.
Yes. But if there's something that we're not sure about, we'll just run it past and make sure I get the
So if you had a
tick.
crazy idea for some kind of challenge or whatever it might be, you've got the ability to kind of feed that up the chain and get that. Okay. If I turned up to the gym, what would I expect from my initial workout? What kind of workouts do you guys run?
So all sessions. So I currently have 32 different sessions on my timetable.
Okay, so it's 7 days a week? Or?
Yes.
Yeah, wow.
Yes.
Okay, yep.
And all sessions are 30 minutes. They're very efficient and effective.
In and out,
And a great mixture between cardio, strength, interval running, clinical Pilates, and yoga.
Okay. And do you bring people in to help with those classes, or is that something that you've got training across all of those areas?
With the clinical Pilates, I have a sports osteo, Dr. Deanna Cooper, and she's fabulous. For yoga, I bring in Miss Emma Anderson, and again, she is just amazing at what she does.
Fantastic.
And then I've got my team of instructors. So there is Naomi, who has been with me for a year and a half, even longer. And recently I've been training up 3 of my clients, and we find that that's the best way, as in, because that's obviously how I started as well. So you're a client, you know the Hiit Factory way, you know our vibe, you know our style.
And they're completely motivated and engaged.
Exactly. And then, they're learning from you every day. They're not fully aware of that, but they're picking up on everything. Yes. And so the girls have got their qualifications that they require. And been having them in class and practicing and having their own sessions. So building.
Yeah, so how many classes a week do you personally take?
Still the majority, so 6, 8. So usually about between 22 and 24 I'm still taking.
It's a lot of working out.
Yes.
And I guess, so if we go back to what people can expect, so is it mainly based in studio, or do you do some outside classes as well? I saw on social media there was some, looked like a boot camp.
So that's the interval running session. So that's outdoors. And all the rest are in at the studio.
Okay. And I guess describe the studio a little bit for people.
So it's a fabulous big space, and there's lots of things that it's hard to tick the box on. So the fact that it's got a massive car park, large space, it's aircon, heating, fabulous PA system, and it's safe. It's an enclosed environment because I have lots of babies, toddlers, kids that are there as well.
So if I can just ask about that, so where do they go while the workout's happening? Are they part of the workout, or
a mixture. It just depends on the child and what stage they're at.
Yep.
So either with babies, clients can have their bubs right next to them in the pram. They're sleeping. Great. And clients whose kids are now teenagers and older, they say, I wish I had this when they were young, because
there's just nothing out there.
No, there was nothing. So no, it's a fabulous concept. Toddlers, if they want to play at the back, that's what they'll do. If they want to sit, the parents will bring in like rugs or food, toys. They'll sit and do that, or they play with each other. And then if they want to work out, they'll work out too. So they just do what they can. And then I've had, like with the whole Hiit family, I've seen the kids come through the stages and then they'll be up front helping me instruct. Or it's
a real family vibe.
Really, okay. Yes. Yeah.
So, I mean, I would assume that's probably been critical to your success.
Yes. Yes. Majority of my clients are parents. But that's not to say that I train only parents.
No, of course,
So I get involved in local sports teams.
Okay.
So training football teams, netball teams, tennis clubs.
And how have you built those connections?
So a mixture between current clients and them having those connections, because their child will participate in a particular sport at particular clubs, and then they help make the introduction, or through advertising on social media.
I guess it comes back to what we were talking about before. That word of mouth is just
it's crucial. It's vital.
Such a small world.
Yes.
And you don't know who people know.
Exactly.
My next question is, what can people expect to achieve from the programs that you roll out?
So I'm very passionate about helping people become a healthier, happier, more confident version of themselves. So obviously each and every person has got their own individual goals. And I always say to everyone, don't compare yourself to the person that's next to you, the person that's in front of you. This is all about you. You can work at your own pace, and obviously I'll help you get there. I'll motivate you, I'll encourage you, I'll be holding your hand. So I have clients who are teenagers all the way through to 70-year-olds. I have beginners, I have athletes, I have clients who have knee issues, back issues, hip issues, whatever it may be. We can modify any session and tailor it towards that individual.
So you clearly help people through whatever they are looking to achieve. Do they have direct contact with you outside of the class? Do you offer that kind of personal touch?
Yes. I'm in touch with so many clients on a daily basis. Yes.
And I guess that helps them build trust and confidence in what you're helping them with.
Exactly. We build that relationship, and it just, for me, it's vital.
Do people generally sign up for, is it maybe just an 8-week or 6-week or 8-week challenge, or are they month to month, or what do you find?
So there's lots of different options, but it varies, to be honest. There'll be clients who initially sign up to the 6-week challenge, and then the majority of them stay on and become members.
So that's what you're hoping for, I guess, that they come in for that relatively short period of time and then they get hooked and they love
that's the start of their new journey and continue with it. And other clients will come in on the week pass and then again stay on.
So that's the free trial.
1 week is unlimited, and we've got it at $29.
Okay, so they purchase a $29 pass and they can come as many times as they like.
Yes.
That's a good idea.
Yep.
Okay, so we have a quick chat about your social media content. You post a lot of videos, which is great, which we touched on before. Are you actively trying to find stuff to put up, or is it just today I'll take a photo of whatever it might be, or do you have a plan about why you're posting certain things?
A mixture of, I'll be in classes and I try to take photos where I can. I'll try to take video clips where I can, knowing that I'll obviously use it on my social media, and try to stay within a particular flow and theme. But then if I'm out and about and there's something that catches my eye, it's always in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I can.
You can't really switch off,
No,
can you?
never.
Always gotta be
No,
thinking,
no,
what can I feed my Instagram channel with?
Yeah, yes, and your stories and trying to be creative.
Yeah,
And so I've got a backlog of.
Oh, do you really? So you've got some content built up in it? Yeah. That's a really clever idea to have some, because there are days where you're like, what am I going to put up? And
yes, it can be hard. Yeah.
There's nothing. So yeah, we try and do that as well. We probably do a better job at having a backlog of stuff to put up. We just tend to, as things happen, we do them. But yeah, I think that's a really nice idea. So that's been working well for you?
Yes. I mean, as with everything, always learning, always growing.
Yeah, it's always changing too.
Always changing, exactly. And I've been on a course recently and discovered even more things. You're like, oh wow, it just keeps on going.
It never ends.
And then you get on top of it and it changes.
That's so true. So did you, at the start, you said you had a background in teaching and design. Was it design and
technology?
So you've got is that a graphic design type? When you say design?
It was a mixture of so web design, logo design, 3D printing, programming, networking.
Okay. So I guess that would help you if you've got an eye for creative concepts. That definitely helps. Yeah, cool.
It does.
So future plans for Hiit Factory Essendon? What are you hoping to achieve? Is it more clients, bigger space, different programs?
Yep. I would all of that.
Yeah.
I just want to continually build the relationships. I've got a few things in the pipeline, as always.
Yep, of course.
And just connecting, networking and collaborations is imperative as well.
Yep.
So just constantly, I've got my finger in many pies.
Yep.
And I work in schools as well.
Okay.
So building all those connections
so
also.
Running classes through the school, yeah.
Yes.
And that's for students.
Well, a mixture for
teachers?
staff
Yep.
and for students.
Okay. So when the staff, is it staff only? Like, or are they doing it with the kids?
Yes. I've got one currently, and it's for staff only.
Okay. Are you trying to actively maybe remove yourself a little bit from the amount of classes that you're taking, building up instructors below you?
I absolutely love being at the classes, at the sessions.
Well, that's the thing, you don't want to take away the thing that you love the most.
Yes, the vibe, the energy, just absolutely love it. But at the same time, I'm aware that you've got to build your team and got to allow them to take on roles
some of the work.
that I'm doing just now. And then that allows me to build even further and build the business even further.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of the same here. We work in the business and on the business. And some days you find that you're probably working too much in the business and there are bigger plans that you need to kind of step back and focus on. So, yeah, I think it's a smart move trying to build up a team below you. So if people want to get in touch, maybe come down and do the trial and check you out on social media, how can they go about finding you?
So if you've been tuning into this podcast, then just mention this when you contact me and you can come down for a free week unlimited pass.
That's awesome.
And on Instagram and Facebook, my handle is the Hiit Factory Essendon.
Yep.
So nice and easy. And website hitfactory.com.au/Essendon.
Cool. And you're located in Buckley Street?
Yes,
Essendon?
I am across from St Columbus High School. Yep. I'm just down from the train station. Yes, I'm nice and central.
That's a very central location.
And you'll see my signboards as
awesome.
well.
Is that up all the time?
Yes.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yes.
All right, so you can drive past that and check it out.
That's it.
Awesome. Well, Fiona, thank you very much for taking the time to come down and chat with us. Yep. Like I said before the interview, we really appreciate people dropping by and giving up some time to come and chat. So hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully we can get this podcast out and people can come down and check you out.
Fabulous. That'd be awesome.
Cool.
Great. Thank you. Cheers.
If you'd like to be involved in an episode of the Hyperbeat Podcast, send an email to info@hyperbeat.com.au or contact us through our social media channels.